because the sun got behind the... There, now it has more color, I feel like. You should put your hat back on.
No problem. Flock of seagulls.
You good?
You do something about my double chin. Welcome to my 30s.
You're on the brink of 40. Welcome back to the ranch, friends. I'm Rachel.
I'm Mark.
There's a new challenge going around I'm sure a lot of you have already seen from other channels. This challenge originated from Jim's In-Town Gardening. So Jim, thank you so much for tagging us. And then also Jim and Jessica at Green Dream Project. They were kind enough to shout us out and challenge us on the same question. And if I understand the question correctly, it's twofold. Jim was asking, why do you come to YouTube? What are you looking for? In an effort to help content creators know what their subscribers want to watch. We're all wondering, you know, what do you guys really want to see? Are we boring you? Do we look weird? Do you really care about what we're putting out? Those types of things. So I gave this a lot of thought since Jim originally put the challenge out, almost too much thought. And most of the things on my list, honestly, are on everybody else's list. I think we all kind of share the same reasons for why we YouTube. So we've decided we're just gonna do an impromptu and we're gonna pull out the first things that come to mind. And these are in no particular order of importance. It's just kind of what came to mind when we, actually Mark hasn't even thought about this. I guarantee he has not made a list. So this is really impromptu for him.
Okay, I got a list. I can snap my fingers and make something happen if we have a list.
So besides the obvious reasons, what is another reason that you turn on YouTube?
Why do I turn on YouTube? To learn skills that I don't already know. Learn how to do things. Life hack, that's what it is. How to do things on a ranch, because we grew up in the city and we got nothing. And although 2 generations ago my family was on a farm in South Dakota, not a lot of that information was passed down because that generation was the Depression generation and they didn't want to share information about 1929. So, you know, we were raised in the city. Our lives growing up, our childhoods was based around how to survive in the city.
Street smarts.
Street smarts, and not necessarily, you know, field smarts. So it is nice to be able to use YouTube as a tool to learn how to do things around the ranch and in country life that we don't already or should have already known by now.
And I feel like that brings up a really good point because we live in the information age. So you can get that information from books, you can go on Google, you can read vlogs. There are so many different places you can get that information from. But what we couldn't get from books is how to fit in with country folk.
That's true.
The fact of the matter is when we got here, our neighbors probably thought we were from Mars because we didn't, you know, we just kept to ourselves. We didn't talk to anybody. We didn't go introduce ourselves. We would go to our local Walmart and we would still have that city mentality, so we always felt like we were in somebody's way and we were excusing ourselves all the time because that's the way it was in the city. And the people out here, they're just so kind and they operate at a slower pace, and they would just tell me, oh honey, that's okay.
That's right,
don't worry about it, you're fine, you know.
Well, how's your day?
And people would stop in the middle of the aisle and take up the whole aisle just to catch up with the neighbor.
That's right.
And we just didn't understand this. In the city, you're in everybody's way all the time, so you never stand in one place for too long. So just by watching the homesteading community and people that are living this lifestyle, not only are they teaching us things that are working for them, but they're also just kind of teaching us the culture and the behavior and the dynamic of the relationship so that we can fit in a little better, if that makes sense. Also along the lines of education, I am kind of embarrassed to admit, but I'm going to admit because you guys are so supportive, I am not a big reader. I never really would come out and tell people that because I don't want them to think that I'm ignorant, but I don't retain information when I read it very well. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So essentially what happens is I'll check out books, I'll start books, but I don't finish them because I feel like I'm wasting my time. I won't remember the information that I read the night before. I'm just very much a visual learner, and that is how I hold on to information. I have to be shown. So I will couple reading information from different sites along with watching you guys put it into practice. And there are just things that you can't put in a book. You just have to show somebody. So I really like to watch how it works for you. And also, I like to take the opinions of 4 or 5 different people and just kind of pick and choose what I like out of your process, kind of a la carte, because there are so many variables when you're dealing with livestock and with a farm. I mean, what region you're in, what climate you're in. So, you know, in some places, worming might need to be done on a higher scale than out here in Colorado, where it's fairly dry and we don't have to worry as much about some of the parasites that you do, say, in, you know, Georgia.
Right.
So YouTube basically offers that, and I love that because of that, no one person or no one channel is the go-to for all information. Everybody has a little bit to bring to the pot. Everybody has something valuable to share. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, how do you do it, rather than the expert, I guess. There's that.
There's that. The other thing is it's interesting also to watch the other side of it. Sometimes you catch videos of people that almost prevent you from doing certain things. And locally, even talking face to face with people are like, oh, don't do that. That is so much work. What are you doing? Oh, why would you do that to yourself? You know,
very discouraging.
Yeah.
So discouraging.
When we started out, my big thing was, we got 30 acres. Let's get an animal. I mean, we dogs and cats. We've had those all our marriage. So let's try and get something exotic. So we found an opportunity to pick up a couple alpacas. We didn't have a trailer. We had a minivan. Luckily, they travel in minivans. So maybe we could find a picture of that. We could put it in here, but I brought them home in a minivan and put them on our property. We didn't know nothing. We're like, okay, when we know they eat grass, we got lots of grass in Colorado. Have at it, kids.
Well, and if you would have asked anybody around us that was giving us advice, and even some YouTube channels, we wouldn't have animals until we went to college and studied the entire origin of the camelid and the dynamic of the rumen.
Yeah.
You know, there was just a point where we needed to just...
A lot of discouragement.
Yeah, there was just a point where we just needed to pull off the Band-Aid and jump in and learn as we go. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of what we're saying is another reason why we come to YouTube, is for encouragement.
Yeah.
So when it comes to what we're looking for a YouTube channel, discouragement is not one of them. No. So if you're out there telling everybody how hard this is and how impossible and blah, 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 blah.
That does not make for good entertainment.
We're probably not going to follow that. I mean, because, you know, we need a pep talk to get up and get going. So we're looking for encouragement. We're looking for people that are saying, okay, you know, don't lie to us. I know it's hard. We know that. So be honest. That's okay. Be frank and be upfront. But to discourage people is kind of why we're in this situation we're in, with being so detached from where our food comes from and so detached from our roots, because we all feel like, well, what can I do about it? You know,
that's a lot of work.
That's too hard. I don't know what to do. I'm new. I don't have any experience with that. And so I think what most people need is just the encouragement to say, yes, this is hard. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's rewarding and it's worth it. And let me show you some tips and tricks to make this a little bit easier. And that's kind of what we're looking for as YouTube watchers.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jason from Cog Hill. He's always, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
I'm going to put a link to Jason's I Can video, because
we like Jason.
That video, we need more of that on YouTube.
Yes.
We need more of that on YouTube. We need more encouragement. And like I said, I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be told, oh, you can build a chicken coop for $1.77 and grow your own eggs. I don't want that, but I do want someone to say, hey, you know what? You can do this. And this is how I did it. And I personally don't look for an expert. I personally like to watch people who don't know what they're doing. And this is why. When you work in the corporate world and you're a new employee and you go in and you're being trained by people who have been doing this job for years and years and years, and it's become so mechanical and methodical that they don't question any of their methods or their policies or why they're doing what they're doing. When you have a new person come in, they have all kinds of questions. Well, why are you doing it like this? Well, why don't you do it this way? Well, I see that, but maybe this would be better. And it's those new people that really streamline processes. I have so much respect for people that have been doing it for years, who do know what they're doing. But I equally have respect for people who don't know and have the courage, the strength, and the dedication to pick something up and run with it and learn and grow. So I'm not always looking for a channel that's the expert. I'm looking for a channel that I can kind of walk along with and see how they did it and where they feel like they could have improved and the mistakes they made and the successes they had. And I like to learn from their mistakes and celebrate their successes with them. So I've noticed a lot of newer channels like ours in the homesteading community are afraid to step out and talk about what they know for fear of ridicule or for fear of being wrong. But I just want you to know, I love that. I love watching your channel. I love following your journey. I love watching you make those mistakes, because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I think we all are learning from each other, and just as much as we need that community who's been doing this for a long time and to help guide us, we need people like us who decided, you know what, we're going to try and we're going to fail, but we're not going to give up.
That's right.
And I'm inspired by that.
Me too.
So I guess that was number 3, right? Was it? I don't know.
3B.
This is what it's like to sit down and have a conversation with Mark and I.
What you don't see is us editing out every time this door opens and a child asks us a question. Because that happens. In person, without editing, we sound more like this. Because
we're on speech delay.
We're thinking about what's going on in the background. Making sure that we don't lose track of the point we're trying to make.
Oh, I know. Here's another one. I love living vicariously through people.
Yes.
I don't have the time or the energy to do everything y'all are doing. And I know you know what I mean. I love watching Kaylee's curly-haired piggies. And I love seeing Rose at Wholesome Roots create the gene in her quail to produce blue quail eggs. Fabulous. And Jess's garden. Come on. And that's just to name a few. I mean, all of you are doing fantastic things. I mean, Green Dream Project.
Yeah.
Wow. I love what you guys are doing. That's just so inspiring. Hey, kid! That is so inspiring, you guys. What a way to affect future generations. And you're clearly having an impact, I mean, based on this amazing letter that you guys just received. Awesome. But I personally, I'm just mastering chickens, you know? And learning how to train horses is taking everything I've got. So YouTube has been really awesome for me scaling back, scaling down. Because when we first got here, I wanted a full working farm. I wanted to plow the fields and grow I wanted to run our own.
I wanted to plow the fields.
Yeah. I wanted to run our own farmer's market, and I wanted to grow enough crops for the whole community.
Yeah.
I wanted to sell them and give them all away too. And I was gonna, you know, raise dairy cows, and I was gonna milk a couple dairy cows and raise some for me because, you know, because hamburgers.
Yes.
And
bacon.
And you have to have pigs. You have to have pigs. And, you know, we want to ride our horses and hitch them up to a wagon. And and then we got, you know, the alpacas. And we got the chickens. And we got the horses. And then Tilly came to live with us. And we're good. We're good right now. Really.
Yeah.
I want ducks? I want ducks so bad. I want rabbits. I want goats. I so want goats. For now, I'm gonna have to live vicariously through you. And I'm gonna do that through YouTube.
That's right.
Because you all are so kind and willing to share your lives. And believe me, I get how difficult it is for you to carry a camera around while you're trying to feed them goats. I get it.
Or to get footage that doesn't sound like a windstorm is going on.
Yes,
Like,
come on. And then after you're done with all that, you're gonna have to edit it. And if anybody has found the most perfect editing program, let me know. So you're gonna have to deal with those glitches, and then you get to wait for 3 days while it uploads, and everybody else has to stay off the internet so it can get on there. We really, really appreciate and I guess this isn't necessarily a reason, but I just want all of you to know we really appreciate what you do.
Well, it's a reason. We want to support. So we watch because we want to support.
Yeah. Well, and that leads me into my final reason, which is the most important, and I think all of you would agree. We didn't expect this community and these friendships. In fact, what I really expected was a little bit of ridicule. I expected some negative comments. I expected to be left out because we are a ministry and we openly share our faith. And not everybody likes that. And I have been running my father's YouTube channel. He's our pastor at Freedom in the Word Ministries. And I have been running his channel since 2014, I believe, and we actually disabled the comments on our church's YouTube channel because I have seen some of the most vile, inappropriate comments that no human being deserves. I don't care what you believe. No human being deserves to be treated and talked to like that. And it takes a very little person to put that kind of a comment because you're hiding behind your computer screen.
That's right.
So that is what I expected when we started our YouTube channel, because first and foremost, we are a ministry. We are a youth ministry, and we're proud of that, and we're excited to share that. We love the Lord, and we're excited to share that. He's the reason we're here. So we're not going to turn our backs on him so that we can have more subscribers. But that's not what we found. We found so much support. We found people embrace us, even though we don't totally fit into the homesteading community because we're here for a different purpose. We have been encouraged and loved on. And the fact that you just take time to listen to us jabber on about who knows what, it just restores my faith in humanity. We're all so different, and we have different goals, and we have different passions, and to be able to find your tribe and to be able to find people who get it and who understand why you would wake up so early to go shovel piles of manure and be excited to put that in your compost pile. It's been that we are not out of the norm, that we are not unusual, that there's a whole community of people who want this lifestyle and who share these dreams, and to connect with you one-on-one through the live streams. I have developed some of the most unexpected, incredible relationships with people across the globe. That has been the most rewarding part of this entire experience. And I'll tell you what am I looking for a YouTube channel? To be honest, if you are a kind person and you acknowledge my comments and you banter with me and we develop a relationship or a friendship online, I will watch you boil water.
That's right.
I don't care what your content is, to be honest. Now, I'm not saying make a video boiling water, but I'm just saying out of loyalty, out of love, and out of respect for you, I'm gonna watch your videos, I'm gonna comment on them, I'm gonna like them, I'm gonna share them, because you're good people, and you took the time to share that, and that matters. This is a huge one for me, for YouTube, about what I'm looking for when I go on and find channels and actually watch their videos. That the content is family friendly. I don't really have that problem in this community. But as we know, there's other channels that they walk the line. I have 3 children who are taking this in. Whatever I put on the TV, they're watching. It's feeding their souls. And I'm not going to watch anything that's questionable. I mean, if you're not going to have courtesy to watch your language, I'm not going to watch your channel. That's just us. Everybody's different. But if you're asking us what we look for in a channel, it's going to be family-friendly content. There's enough garbage out there. That's why we don't pay for cable anymore. We don't want to be infiltrated by all of that nonsense. So what I love the most about this ability to be able to create content is that it's a way for us to affect culture.
That's right.
We don't have a lot of say in what the networks decide to put out there.
If anything, they're doing the exact opposite of what we would want them to do.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is they have done polls and people have told them they prefer family-friendly content. And people show up to certain movies that wouldn't normally go to the movie theater just to support that content. And so if it was all about the money, then you would think that would speak volumes. But clearly it's about something else. There's another agenda at play. And so as of right now, granted, YouTube has been changing things and doing things, but as of right now, we have the freedom to put out some wholesome content. We have the freedom to portray a different image than we're all used to feeding on, to change the mindset of people and how they view humanity. Like I said, meeting the incredible people that we have met so far in the short time that we've been doing this, it has totally changed our perspective of people. We are so inspired and encouraged. Our hearts are full. So thank you, content creators, for what you do. Thank you for the work that you put into it. Thank you for continuing to put things out there even when you feel like nobody cares or nobody wants to see you're wrong.
You are wrong.
We do want to see.
We do want to see.
We want to see what you have to share. No matter how menial and trivial it may seem to you, it's important to somebody. You're always going to be somebody's cup of tea.
That's
so, so we're supposed to call out some channels in this challenge. And that's going to be tricky because a lot of people, I think, have already been called out that we know of. We are still learning all of the channels in this community. So forgive us if we have not met you yet. We look forward to meeting you. But the first channel that I'd like to call out for this challenge is Practical Modern Homestead. Angela, we love your channel. I especially love this. The last two videos you've made, I'm not sure if you're doing a series on this or if this is just kind of, you know, for these two videos, but Angela is teaching millennials basically the skills that she has honed and perfected, and it really inspired me that these young adults, they formed a group to educate themselves on being self-sufficient and getting back to their roots and getting in touch with their food, and I think it's awesome. Angela, man, your parenting tips, keep them coming. Like we can use some parenting tips over here. So way to go, Mama. So Practical Modern Homestead, we want to know why you YouTube and what you're looking for. I'm going to call out some people that may have already been called out just because they hold a very special place to my heart. And if you guys want to do this, awesome. I know you're really busy, so if you don't get to it, that's okay too. But Elk N Anchor, love that channel. Not like you guys don't have enough going on right now, but if you are up for it, we're going to challenge you. Why are you coming to YouTube? What are you looking for in the content that you're watching? And then there is a channel that I just love, Nat and Paul at Living the Dream. Yeah. I think you guys have already been called out, but I'm going to call you out anyway because anybody who has not heard of Living the Dream, you don't know what you're missing. They're in Australia. I mean, who doesn't want to watch videos from Australia? I mean, talk about living vicariously. I'm doing that now. I'm living vicariously through you. They're awesome people. Love them. So we're going to call you guys out, and if you have time, because you are busy, busy, busy people, why do you come to YouTube? What do you look for when you find time to watch a video? The last channel I'd like to call out is one of my absolute favorites. I love this couple. They're in North Carolina. I'm sure a lot of you already know them. Chris and Darlene from Homesteading The Hard Way. Love them. They are great people. We've been doing lives with them. I think we've had like our 5th live so far. And I just really enjoy sitting down and having a cup of coffee and just chatting with them. They are so fun to chat with. They've, I believe, set an official time for doing their lives, which is Friday nights. I'm not sure of the time. So you'd have to go over to their channel, Homesteading The Hard Way, and see what they say about that. But you guys bless us. We love your channel. We just love your spirit. We love your heart. And so we're going to ask you, what do you look for when you come to YouTube? So thanks again to Jim's In-Town Gardening and Green Dream Project, Jim and Jessica. We love you guys. You're amazing. We're so honored to have met you through this platform. Go check them out. I'm sure all of you already know about them, but in case you don't, go check them out. So we just wanted to take a second in this video to encourage those of you who feel called to produce some content. This is something that I feel like God is doing right now. I feel like He is putting on the hearts of His children to let your light shine. Don't let fear stop you. Will people care? Will they make fun of me? Will they ridicule me? Don't let that stop you, because there is amazing people on YouTube. And I think the one thing we all share is the understanding of how much time, effort, and creativity it takes to make these videos. And I think there's a general appreciation for that. So you're never going to be sorry when you meet these people, and you have no idea who you might touch and who you might inspire. You're as different as a fingerprint. So you have something to share that the rest of us don't have.
That's right.
Every one of us has something to add to this community and to this family. So we just want to encourage you to do it, share. Somebody's going to watch. Somebody's going to like it. And you're going to be surprised how quickly that might happen. Thanks for taking time to watch our video. And God bless you.
God bless you.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
And that challenge originated from Jim's In-Town Gardening. Hold on, Mark needs to wipe his nose. You got it? You got it?
Let's check.
I could do that.
You have too much to say. There's no way.
That's
That
true.
was a good thing. I didn't...
That's true.
I forgot what we were talking about. Baby shark. Baby
You did
shark,
not just do that! Oh.
I've ruined the video! It's really hot in here. Good thing this isn't smell-o-vision. Smelling ripe.
Oh my goodness. Did he just say that? We're never going to get through this.
I'll stop.